Hello, viewers. Once again, welcome to this week's broadcast from the Mint desk. My name is Sunil Chathavedal, and with me is the esteemed Anish Verma. Hello, Anish.
Hi, Sunil. How are you?
Very good, very good. And today, where's our third musketeer?
I think we put him to so much work on to work on so many modules and so many things that I think he's exhausted, man.
Okay, we'll take it forward from here then. Awesome. Anyway, today we don't want to talk about technology, but there is something which is very near and dear. I know we talk about artificial intelligence for engineers, and how assistive engineering assist engineers do their works, do their work better. But I have been hearing a lot about how AI and plays a role with efficiency and effectiveness. Anish, did you have any thought on that? I mean, those are two different things, really. One is how effective you can be, and one is how efficient you can be. AI can does it help with either of that? What do you
Yeah,
see in place?
it's a good question, right? So I think to understand the answer, you need to understand what is effectiveness and what is efficiency. I mean, what is the definition kind of a thing, right? Efficiency is doing something better, faster, and you may be doing it wrong, but you're just going to get better at it because you're doing it so often, right? So you get efficient at doing it. It doesn't mean that you're doing it right. Effectiveness is doing the thing right as soon as possible and then keep on working on it, right? So most of humans become very efficient. We go to work on the same route. It takes you 30 minutes. Sometimes you reach the office sooner because you are thinking about something else. You start taking calls on the road through your Bluetooth device, and the distance even gets shorter. You become efficient at that task, that it becomes taken care of for you in an autopilot mode. But from an effectiveness perspective, you have to be cognizant of, are you doing it right, are you doing it correctly, and that is where effectiveness comes in. So what AI does, it helps with both. Now artificial intelligence is basically artificially created by humans. So if the algorithm or the thing that the AI module or the algorithm is supposed to do is not defined rightly, it will be very efficient at doing that very, very quickly, even more than humans. But if it's designed rightly to be effective, then it'll do that as well. I mean, that's the only difference. The only difference between human intelligence, God-gifted intelligence, maybe, or the artificial intelligence is the speed. And I think that is why AI is picking up so much, because there are tasks that do not require so much mind space but need time, laborious time, that it takes to get completed. So whenever there are tasks that are laborious and we can identify patterns around it, and we can then break it down into small pieces and use AI to replicate those small pieces, then we can use AI effectively and efficiently. So I think that is my answer, Sunil. Long answer
Oh,
to a short question.
awesome answer, because I'm just going back to that whole ecosystem of Apple and Google, where or even Salesforce.com, where you build apps on the exchange, and they're all very efficient and very effective in that small task that you said that they do. So then, and that whole ecosystem becomes inherently more efficient, right, and effective. So I think that is where I mean, in the olden days, we were talk about this monolithic ERPs, which did everything from soup to nuts, and they performed a role. They became the folks became very efficient, but I do not really know if it was very effective, because yes, there was considerable automation done, digital transformation in its nascent stages, but was it really effective? That's a question that we have to answer. I think the way the trend today is where you have smart process apps for simple things like what we do, technical bid evaluations or engineering drawing analysis, or even just helping with owners and operators and suppliers with different tasks, which are very specific, difficult, monotonous, repetitive tasks, which can be both efficient and effective. And I think this ecosystem that the people like Apple and Salesforce and Google have introduced is a good way to look at it. You have smart process apps in a large ecosystem, making different demographics very effective in what they're doing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. And I think with so much changes that came along with internet first, that changed snail mail to email, then changed brick and mortar shopping to online shopping, changed ways to do things manually to do things through apps. All these things have set the foundation for companies or startup companies like ours, Sunil, where we can come in and provide assistive technologies to our clients to do things that they would like someone else to do, or they would like to be done faster, which they cannot do themselves, because we have almost all humans have that kind of capacity. So that is where I think it has set the stepping stone for AI solutions that can focus on specific tasks and do that much more effectively and much more efficiently, and deliver the results. Now, AI by definition um, is not 100% accurate. I mean, our human intelligence is not 100% accurate. We make mistakes. Same way, AI, which is created by humans that make mistakes, will inherently, AI will also make mistakes. But AI will learn faster because it detects patterns and it can solve and make itself better faster. That's the only difference, because the speed aspect to it. But I think that is why companies like ours, where we provide assistive technologies to our clients, want these capabilities, because we are not trying to solve the entire process problem. We are not trying to boil the ocean. We are focusing on things that are laborious, can be offloaded to AI with a quite 85 to 90% accuracy, so that the engineers or our clients, who are the personas that we focus on, our engineers, can get better at what they do and do more things in the same time. It gives them more capacity, even mentally, right? They don't have to use their mind space to do these monotonous tasks, or laborious tasks. They may not always be monotonous, but they can be laborious. So I think it all makes sense, and that is why we always say that we focus on assistive technologies, we focus on operational effectiveness, and that is why we focus on saving time in doing things. And that's why, Sunil, our tagline is "Saving time for you is our business." It's so apt and so factual to what we do, that it all flows very well when clients see our demonstrations or have meetings with us. It is ingrained in our entire value system that if we can't save you time, there is no point of discussing our solution or any price or anything, right? And that's why we want our clients to try it out and figure it out for themselves. We'll have build the business case and take it from there.
Yeah, and I think this goes back to that, the point we discuss always about mind space of individual. If your mind space is occupied by repetitive, boring tasks, that's all that the mind. I mean, you already have your space is occupied. But if you can free that space by offloading it to some other tool, an automation tool like ours, that mind space is now liberated and can do a lot of more impactful activities. I think the humans can do much higher level activities, more thoughtful, analytical, and cognitive things with that available mind space. I think that is also a key to having artificial intelligence tools like ours, for example. Relieve some of this.
Yeah, exactly, Sunil.
Yeah.
Just to add data to what you just said, the mind space point, there is research that is done that we all use our smartphones now, right? We are all hooked to our smartphones. I hope most of us use it smartly. Not all of us use it smartly. And we have become addicted to it, to the phone, rather than the phone helping us. We are helping the phone, I guess, or the companies who are getting all these, the revenue generated through our eyeballs. But every notification that dings on your phone and you look at it, or you hear that sound, takes away 22 minutes of your day. Every notification.
Wow.
And this is proven by research, right? So there's science behind it, data behind it. So just think about it, right? If you get 5 notifications in a day, your 2 hours are gone.
Yeah.
Right? So that is what you got to think about. That is why, and that's why people say, right, energy flows where focus goes. So if we take, like you said, if we take the focus off of the laborious tasks, offload it to AI, then you can focus on more cognitive, more creative things that really require human intelligence, because AI cannot do it.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
And that is why, like you said, and our design principle and philosophy has been very from the day one, has been about focusing on tasks and activities rather than boiling the entire ocean, because I don't think we want to do that's not a design philosophy at all. So
oh yeah, absolutely, man. I hear you. I mean, and that was really the topic I wanted for today. I did not want to take on the technology. We have been talking about technology. We are doing really well on that front, getting new modules up and going really quick. But I know how AI is helping engineers with our solutions, and solutions like ours, not just necessarily ours. There are a lot of solutions in the marketplace for point applications. How they are helping, clear out mind space, which can be used for otherwise very impactful activities. But next week, Anish, I want to touch on another very, very important thing you actually described: how procurement can great benefit from tools like ours
Yeah.
through leverage, through increasing the competition. So we'll touch on it next week, I guess, Anish. When Ajay is also around, he can kick in some of his thought about technology helping in that front. But I wanted to leave the viewers with that thought. And next week, definitely watch us. We are going to talk about procurement strategies and how we can optimize procurement by using tools like ours and process simple, smart process apps with AI. And if you want to add something on that before we close?
No, I think that's a good conclusion, Sunil. We'll see you, all of you guys, same time, same place next week.
Yeah, don't forget to watch us. We got something exciting. You could save you time and money next week. All right. Take care,
All
guys.
right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.